Ty with T Mortgage, and I'm here with Ian Bowyer from Whitecurt Realtors. And I wanted to introduce Ian today. He has a book that he's put together for us. This is perfect for first-time home buyers, and it's what to expect when you're buying a home. And he's broken it down into 7 very easy steps. So Ian, can you start to explain to us what's in here?
Yeah, absolutely. So step 1 is going to be the pre-approval process. That's where you want to call Julie, because it's very difficult for us to start looking at homes until we know how much you can actually afford. I actually came across a case where one of my clients said they were approved for $250,000, but then all of a sudden we found out that their job didn't count for the last year, so they couldn't get pre-approved at all. If you want to touch on more on that.
Yes, so it's important to know what you can afford, and we have that conversation up front. I ask for documentation, and we get everything essentially almost pre-written in the process before you even start looking for a home, so you know that everything is in place and you won't have any issues.
Yeah, and then step 2 is the actual fun part, the home shopping process. So after you talk to Julie and we actually get the good numbers, then we can do the exciting home shopping part. After we find the perfect home, we move on to step 3, which is writing an offer. That's where I come in probably the most useful for you, is especially in this very aggressive market, it takes a lot of finagling and negotiating in order to actually get an offer accepted when there's going to be 10, 12, 20, 30 other offers out there. What can make our offer stand out versus everybody else, and that's what I specialize in. After that, if we do get an accepted offer, we have to move very quickly. We have to do the inspection phase and to make sure everything is okay with the home for what we purchased it for. And then another big part of that is the appraisal phase, which goes back to Julie again.
Yes, so at the appraisal phase, we are putting it in order to make sure that your home is at the value that you purchased it for. And so we make sure that if it doesn't come in, then we kind of talk about what's going to happen there, and Ian kind of helps with that as well.
Yep.
But in some cases it comes in over, so that's fantastic. You get immediate equity in your home. That typically takes a week for them to come out and do the actual inspection of the appraisal itself, and then within a week we get the report back, and we always make sure you get a copy of the report so you know what to expect.
Yeah, and if the appraisal does come up short, we have to go back to the negotiating table, and that's where again I come into the picture to help negotiate with the sellers for actually giving the house to us for less than the originally agreed upon purchase price. After that negotiation is done, we actually move to the final process, which is the closing table. That's where everybody has to show up and sign the documents, and you officially get your house. In this book as well, I even have steps 6 and 7. Step 6 is the moving process. I have an entire checklist of everything you need to do to help make your moving easier. I'm actually also offering a promotion to pay for your moving costs if you do list your house with me, because I know how difficult that can be. And then finally, step 7 is breathe. You actually have a house and you've moved into it successfully.
Oh, fantastic. All right, so if you're thinking about buying soon, please call Ian and get yourself a copy of this book, and believe me, it'll make your life so much easier, and you'll be so happy at the end, and you can just breathe and get into your house and start moving in. And thank you so much, Ian.
Of course, thank you for having me.